What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Cinematic Cravings. Netflix's most watched show Wednesday is making a comeback, but this time, things are way darker and more complicated. The Season 2 trailer just dropped, and a huge secret was revealed. Wednesday has a vision of Enid's death, and she believes it's her fault. So what's the meaning behind those black tears? What is Morticia hiding? A season full of mystery, new characters, family tension, and Gothic atmosphere is on the way. But this time, Wednesday won't just be fighting an enemy. She'll have to face her own darkness too. But before we get into the details, I realize that most of you have already watched and passed by, but subscribing and liking is free. Come on, let's be generous. Subscribe to the channel and like the video so we can grow together. Let's get started. In the new season, Wednesday has a vision of her best friend Enid dying, and she's right at the center of it. When she says, "Enid dies, and it's my fault," it sends chills down your spine. In a story that's racing against time, Wednesday's goal isn't just solving mysteries anymore, it's saving her friend. Her friendship with Enid isn't just emotional now, it's like a fragile thread woven by fate. And this fight becomes one of the biggest themes of the season. Over the summer, Wednesday has been working on her powers using Goody Addams' spellbook, and she kicks off the season as a strong, more controlled version of herself. But things definitely don't go as planned. Every time she uses her powers, black tears stream from her eyes, a sign of both physical and emotional corruption. Morticia's reaction to those tears hints that this isn't just magical, it's tied to something in their family's past. And that pushes Wednesday to start questioning where her powers come from and what they might cost. Things at school have changed too. After Larissa Weems' death, Barry Dort takes over as the new head of Nevermore. Played by Steve Buscemi, Dort runs the school with a new philosophy called outcast pride. He completely rejects cooperation with normies, and his approach deepens the divisions within the school. For someone like Wednesday, who always walks her own path, this new system creates major conflict. With the old order gone, she now has to deal with threats not just from the outside, but from within Nevermore itself. Family dynamics are at the heart of this season. Tensions with Morticia are at an all-time high, and with the arrival of Grandmama Hester Frump, a brand new three-way power dynamic emerges among the Addams women. Catherine Zeta-Jones gives a more dominant and commanding performance this season, while Joanna Lumley as Grandmama becomes both a source of support and mystery for Wednesday. The secrets of the past start bleeding into present-day dangers, and every step Wednesday takes needs to be more cautious than ever. The danger Wednesday faces this season isn't just supernatural. In a weird twist, she's become one of the school's most popular figures. Quite the change from Season 1, where she was basically at war with everyone. Now she's got students who idolize her, fan clubs, and even people dressing like her. For Wednesday, it's a complete nightmare. Social attention is one of her biggest pet peeves, and this season she's constantly trying to deal with it. Her Gothic solitude is being interrupted at every turn. According to the trailer, her relationship with Enid has also grown much deeper and more complex. The two had a tough time understanding each other in Season 1, but now their bond is strong. Still, that bond is about to be tested by the looming threat of Enid's death. Wednesday blaming herself adds an intense emotional layer to their friendship. As Emma Myers puts it, we understand each other on a much deeper level now. It shows they're not just roommates, they're soulmates in fate. One of the new characters this season is Agnes DeMille. With her fiery red hair, Agnes is obsessively obsessed with Wednesday. She dresses like her, acts like her, and practically becomes a mirror image. And that seriously freaks Wednesday out because Agnes's obsession goes way beyond simple mimicry. Their interactions are both funny and unsettling, and it's a great example of how the show layers psychological tension into its character dynamics. The production moving to Ireland has also made a big visual impact. Season 1 thrived on Romania's gloomy vibes, but this time around, Ireland's misty green landscapes give the Gothic tone an even more mystical edge. Scenes filled with cemeteries, forests, and ancient ruins not only add depth to the story, but fully immerse viewers in the world. The sequences where Wednesday explores the roots of her powers are especially intertwined with this natural setting. And of course, we'll be seeing more of the Addams family around Nevermore this time. Wednesday's brother Pugsley is now a student at the school, which basically means more trouble for her. Sure, he's adorable, but he's also super unpredictable. With the family showing up on campus more often, Wednesday's attempts to isolate herself keep getting disrupted, and she's forced to confront more of the Addams Family legacy than ever before. This season's family drama doesn't just revolve around Wednesday and Morticia. It now includes 3 generations of Addams women. Grandmama Hester Frump, Morticia's mother, and Wednesday's grandmother, brings a lot of weight to the show. As an experienced witch with a mysterious past, she serves as both a guide and a new source of secrets for Wednesday. The tension between Morticia and Grandmama also pushes Wednesday to confront past traumas that shaped who she is today. This 3-way conflict is one of the most emotionally powerful layers of the season. Another exciting reveal is that Lady Gaga will appear in the show in a mysterious role. We don't know her character yet, but those brief moments in the trailer show she's going to be dark, bold, and totally captivating. Gaga's love for Gothic aesthetics fits perfectly with the Wednesday universe, and the show's more cinematic vibe this season could make her scenes especially memorable. Whether she's bringing something supernatural or psychological to the story, fans are dying to find out. Another new character, Dr. Fairburn, is played by Thandie Newton. Her arrival at Nevermore shakes things up even more. Introduced as a mental health specialist, Dr. Fairburn might actually have some darker motives. Since she works directly with students' minds, she could be a major threat to Wednesday. Until we know her true intentions, every one of her scenes is going to feel tense and suspicious. One of the season's core themes is trust. Wednesday has always come off as confident and self-assured, but this season, her trailer lines reveal a new vulnerability. The sooner I get answers, the sooner I can save Enid, or die trying. It's the first time we see her seriously considering failure. Not being able to fully trust her visions or instincts shakes her up emotionally and makes her more cautious than ever. This shift is a big step in her character development. Uncle Fester, played by Fred Armisen, is back too. He had a brief appearance in season 1, but now it looks like he'll play a bigger role. Fester is one of the few people who might actually help Wednesday make sense of the chaos she's in, and he adds that signature dark humor to the mix. That quick glimpse of him in the bathtub from the trailer, instantly iconic. And apparently, there's even a Fester-focused spin-off in the works, which means he's becoming a bigger part of the overall universe. Christopher Lloyd joining the cast as a guest star adds a big nostalgic moment. He famously played Uncle Fester in the original Addams Family films, and while we don't know his exact role in this version, just having him on screen will be a treat for longtime fans. It's a beautiful way to bridge generations. Old school fans meet the new wave. His scene will likely be both hilarious and heartfelt. And the final shot in the trailer left everyone creeped out. A doll that looks exactly like Enid is given to her as a gift. Its hair is made of real human hair, and the way Wednesday reacts with zero surprise hints at just how dark things might get. That doll isn't just a creepy gesture, it might be a warning or even a threat. Looks like Enid's fate will be hanging by a thread all season long. Romance takes a back seat this time around, with the show focusing more on dark vibes, psychological tension, and intense character clashes. Wednesday's battles with herself, her family, and her surroundings make her more mature, more cautious, but also more isolated. This season gives each character their own goals and arcs, turning the story into a multi-layered experience. Wednesday is still at the center, but everything around her feels way more dangerous now. Splitting the season into 2 parts was a smart move to keep the tension high. Part 1 drops August 6, and Part 2 arrives September 3. This gives the story space to hit 2 different narrative peaks. In Part 1, we'll likely focus on Wednesday trying to save Enid and adjusting to the changes at school. In Part 2, it looks like we'll dive deeper into family secrets, past traumas, and some major final confrontations. This structure will keep the pacing tight and the stakes high. Season 2 of Wednesday isn't just repeating its past success. It's pushing into deeper, darker, and more emotional territory. With strong character development, fresh new faces, supernatural twists, and family drama, this season has everything to satisfy returning fans and pull in new ones. If just the trailer is this intense, we can't even imagine what watching the episodes will feel like. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button, Share your theories about Enid's fate in the comments, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more season breakdowns. See you in the next video.